All right. Thank you for watching. It's Psoto Desperado playing Star Wars The Old Republic. And I'm over here where I left off from last time. Let's see. We are here. We have to go deal with these things. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to start a video and see if I can do it. I did manage to switch last time, but I don't know if I'll be able to do it again. Remember last time this damn thing is totally bumped. That's how I'm going to be, living in my car at age 54, right there. Just like that poor guy, if I'm not careful. Is there anything else?
New York and Chicago, they're saying that Chicago is going to be ground zero for deportations. But before we get to Chicago, let's talk about to New York, because New York is now announcing plans to close dozens of migrant shelters. Check it out.
Today, New York City announced plans to close a number of city-run migrant shelters, including this controversial one, which was set up at Floyd Bennett Field.
So where will the people who live there go, and how long do they have to leave? Those are the questions. News 4's Erica Byfield live near Floyd Bennett Field with more information on the closures out there. Erica.
Natalie, from what we're hearing from city officials, the number of migrants coming here to New York started to slow down back in June, and they say that is why we are now at this point where they can start to wind things down. Today we spent some time talking to some migrant advocates. They told us they believe that in part. The 450 remaining migrant families living in tents at Brooklyn's Floyd Bennett Field must move out.
They've been hearing rumors.
On Tuesday, New York announced it's among the 25 city-run emergency shelters closing before March.
It's signaling that the work that the city is doing is working.
At the peak 17 months ago, the city was welcoming 4,000 migrants per week, but things have dramatically changed. Last week, less than 400 showed up and about 1,000 left.
We think that some of this is about our good management. We had our 30-day and our 60-day time limit.
Early on, there was community pushback at Floyd Bennett Field.
Where did these people go? That's what I'm trying to figure out. If they close in these shelters, because it's not like they got deported or they left the country, where did these people wind up going? Did they get work permits? Did they get housing? They got a rental? What is happening? Where did these people go?
Community members upset. Today, City Councilwoman Joanne Ariola said this camp has caused incredible difficulty for the communities it borders, and it has placed undue hardship upon the inhabitants placed there. I'm glad to see this period has finally come to an end. While Congresswoman Nicole Malliotakis added, it is my hope that the city will continue to close the remaining shelters down and work with the Trump administration to reverse the failed immigration and sanctuary policies. In October, we learned that the shelter on Randall's Island would close. Currently, 1,900 migrant men still live here. The city is working with all the migrants across the city to help them find work, connect them with legal services, and permanent housing here or elsewhere.
We're going to be monitoring it and making sure that wherever they're placed, that they're going to get the services that they deserve.
Today, the deputy mayor was telling us that the city of New York so far has spent more than $6 billion caring for these migrants here within the city limits. She's saying that closing these shelters should help the city recoup some savings. Erica Byfield.
That's crazy. $6 billion. $6 billion with a B, not an M, not a T, not thousands, not 600,000. $6 billion. That is absolutely crazy, and that is coming directly out of y'all paychecks. That is y'all taxes at work over there in New York City. And I don't know where they going. I remember every single day I used to be reporting on a story about migrants fighting, people getting into gunfights, people bringing guns inside of the migrant shelters in these very same places that they shutting down. I'm just trying to figure out where they go. Because, see, it's one thing to say, okay, well, they shutting down the migrant shelters and all of this stuff. Where are they going? Where did they go? What jobs do they have? Did they get on their feet? Where they children at? What school they still enrolled in? I want to know more information, so I'm going to stay on top of this. But over in Chicago, Brandon Johnson said that he's standing 10 toes down, and Tom Homan is not playing no games.
President-elect Trump's incoming border czar vowing to make Chicago ground zero for mass deportations.
And WGN's Julian Cruz reports on the governor's reaction and plans to push back.
Good evening. Tom Homan touching on a hot-button issue, drawing strong reaction from across the political spectrum. President-elect Donald Trump's border czar speaking at a Christmas party last night, sponsored by a group of Chicago Republicans and the Law and Order Pact.
January 21st, we're going to take this country back.
Yeah. Tom Homan setting his sights on Chicago, pointing to Donald Trump's campaign promise to deport the undocumented.
I want to be clear. If you're in the country legally, you're not off the table.
Among those attending, Chicago Alderman Raymond Lopez arguing for the elimination of Chicago's sanctuary city status.
Change the welcoming city ordinance so that we are not giving sanctuary to those individuals who, once they are here, choose to willingly engage in criminal, dangerous activity.
Homan calling on Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson and Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker not to impede the Trump administration's deportation efforts, but a spokesperson for Pritzker in a written statement pushing back. Rather than responding to every ridiculous boast from Trump lackeys, Governor Pritzker is focused on what he was focused on during the first Trump term, leading our state with competence instead of chaos.
Did he just call Tom Homan a lackey? He called him a Trump lackey. Listen, bro. This ain't gonna end well for Illinois or Chicago. I'ma just tell y'all right now. For all of my friends and my family and everybody that showed up and pull up and love me that's in Chicago that's watching us right now, I'ma just tell y'all, buckle up, Buttercup. Buckle up, Buttercup. This is not going to end well. This is not going to go well for y'all state. You fight, y'all fighting an uphill battle this time. This ain't the same. Y'all don't have no legislative branches. You could possibly lose funding. You can get audited by the federal government. What is they thinking? Well, we all know where the battleground state is going to be. We all know where ground zero is going to be as far as who's going to decide that they want to take on the big bad wolf and if they want to get bit and eaten. Why would they do this? Why would they put themselves? Why would y'all put this? Because I'm going to tell you, it's not necessarily J.B. Pritzker or Brandon Johnson. It's got to be something else. There's something in the food. There's something in the food. There's something in the rice. It's that Chicago pizza. Y'all mad because a Chicago-style pizza ain't the same as it used to be? Everybody done turned into a chain. Instead of it going to authentic Chicago-style pizza, now y'all going with Giordano's. You know what I'm saying? What's wrong with Chicago? What's up with the pizza? It's the gangs. Somebody tell me what's happening in Chicago. Why y'all putting yourself in this? The rest of America is about to prosper, get this money, get jobs, federal contracts. They about to be running up the bag. New companies is going to be building plants, infrastructure, funding, incentives for people to keep jobs inside of the areas and all of this. And this is the fight that y'all decided to take on. Y'all already at a deficit. You're losing money. You're hemorrhaging money. You're losing residents. And y'all, this what y'all decide to do? You want to insult the very person that the country overwhelmingly voted into office? And you think the very people that's inside of y'all city, shout out to Chicago Radio, they said that we don't like what y'all got going on over there and they want y'all out of there. What's wrong with these people, bro? Why would they do this? Why would they call him that?
U.S. Representative Delia Ramirez, the daughter of immigrants, reacting as well. Tom Homan, the next time you come to Illinois District 3, a district made stronger and more powerful.
No. You saying that is Chicago only? Maryland? Nope. J.B. Pritzker is the governor of Illinois. You can't say that Chicago only and the governor of Illinois is actually the one that issued the statement. That wasn't even Brandon Johnson that said that. That was J.B. Pritzker. That was y'all governor. Nope. I'm not going for it, Maryland. Nope. That is the whole state.
By immigrants, you better be ready to meet the resistance. Democratic senators on Capitol Hill, including Illinois' Dick Durbin and Tammy Duckworth, urging President Joe Biden to take executive action to protect immigrant families. Mass deportations would jeopardize the safety and security of millions of mixed-status families, the senators say, sowing deep distrust and fear in the communities we represent and destabilize the U.S. economy. The people at Chicago's Resurrection Project deeply concerned about the community they serve, which includes the Dreamers, the hundreds of thousands of children nationwide who were brought to the U.S. by their parents.
Folks are fearful about the mental health implications that this may have on their children.
Ere Rendon says the best defense is for immigrants to know their rights. How mass deportations could impact local law enforcement, an unanswered question. The Cook County Sheriff's Office monitoring discussions surrounding the issue of mass deportations. In a written statement tonight, Matt Wahlberg with the Sheriff's Office saying, quote, under both current Cook County ordinance and state law, the Sheriff's Office is limited in its ability to perform federal duties.
This is not going to end well. I can tell you that right now. This is not going to end well. I don't know what they thinking that they're going to do and how this is going to play out, but this is not going to end well for them in Chicago, Illinois.
If your Chicago mayor doesn't want to help, he can step aside. But if he impedes us, if he knowingly harbors and conceals an illegal alien, I will prosecute him.
President-elect Trump's new border czar says mass deportation efforts will begin right here in Chicago and issues a warning to Mayor Johnson.
And that's not all. He had harsh words for others, the mayor as well as Governor J.B. Pritzker.
Well, we got like 40 days. We got like 40 days before we can get to it.
Sylvia Perez joins us now with more.
Yeah, his name is Tom Homan, and he's Trump's hand-picked man for border czar. He recently spoke at a Northwest Side GOP holiday party that you just saw and told the crowd he plans on verifying the status of asylum seekers and, as you heard, arresting anyone who is found harboring migrants who they are looking for, including Chicago's own mayor. He called out both Johnson and Governor Pritzker, saying he wants to meet with them, but the invitation came with some harsh words.
Chicago's in trouble because your mayor sucks and your governor sucks.
We spoke with Chicago Alderman Ray Lopez, who met with Homan privately. He says the messaging may have been too harsh, but Pritzker and Johnson should be working with the federal government to deport migrants who are breaking the law.
If you are here and undocumented and trying to go about your business, then let's figure something out. But if you are here choosing to engage in gang activity, murder, drugs, prostitution, human trafficking, or sex crimes against minors, then absolutely, your number has come.
Governor Pritzker's office had this to say about Homan's comments. It is no secret that Illinois will face countless baseless attacks.
Yeah, I can't wait for this to play out. What we got, 41 days? How many days we got, y'all, chat? How many days before we get Trump in office? This is going to be a wild ride. This is going to be an interesting conversation. Can't wait for Illinois to be the battleground, for Chicago to be the battle city. We're going to see how it play out. I don't think it's going to work out for y'all.
Oops. Yeah, this when they threaten to arrest a mayor, that means that the state is completely haywire. A mayor is supposed to be in compliance with federal law.
Stay back!
They're just
Stay back!
acting like a state.
I heard rumors the imps were on Mekeb, but this is not about the war. We're just getting civilians off-world.
You're in no position to argue, Captain. You have 3 engineers traveling with you. Bring them out.
Your engineers died in the fighting. You can kill me, but it won't make a difference.
It's all right, Captain. You're worth more than we are, anyway. If you want us to mine for you, you're a little late. Word is the planet's core is unstable. Whole place is coming apart.
The Dark Council requires your knowledge. Serve at my side, and you will be duly rewarded.
I don't think so. These people are under my protection. I won't let you kidnap them.
What if they want to come, Captain? I'm offering a chance to stabilize the core and save Mekeb. Are you with me?
I think you'd better get moving to the evac site. We'll be okay.
Are you sure?
Pretty sure.
I heard what happened. We'll send someone to pick up your recruits. See you back at the mining platform. We're almost ready to start.
Yeah, it's gonna go to hell on the 20th. The whole fucking thing. Oh boy. I'm just curious as to what's over here. Thought maybe there'd be a crystal or something, but I guess not. I don't even think there's a way in. Yeah, I think this thing is... It's all blocked in. Oh, all the entrances to this thing are sealed. It's just decoration. I must have forgot to press the button on that thing. How I can get up there. I gotta start doing the data crons, do one data cron at a time. I want to get all those bonuses on one character. this goes.
바로 전문자.
I thought maybe this ramp led somewhere important. But I guess not. Probably forgot to press. Oh, now it's there.
At your service, my lord. Travel route is confirmed.
All right. Let's see. That was Anton and his Millionaire Morning Show.
Biden issues almost 39 pardons and nearly 1,500 sentences are commuted. Check it out.
Fox News alert right now. President Biden granting the largest single-day act of clemency in modern history. Brooke Singman joins us with this breaking news. Brooke.
Good morning, Brian. That's right. So the White House announcing this news overnight. President Biden commuting the sentence of roughly 1,500 people who were released from prison and placed on house arrest during the pandemic. He's also pardoning at least 39 more people, all of whom have been convicted of non-violent crimes. Now, the previous single-day record for clemency was held by Biden's old boss, former President Barack Obama. But today's action is 5 times larger than that. We had heard reports last week that the Biden administration was considering issuing preemptive pardons for a handful of people like Liz Cheney, Anthony Fauci, and Adam Schiff out of fear that the incoming Trump administration could target them. But
I didn't know that.
It's a dangerous
Honestly, I didn't realize this until
the enemy is making
Hunter Biden got his pardon, and then we started deep diving into that. I guess it takes for your son to get in trouble for us to find out a little bit more about that. I didn't know that you can issue a preemptive pardon. I learn something new every day. That is the first time that I've ever experienced this in my entire life.
They're trying to save all their little friends.
5 times the amount of clemencies
Trying to
as
save
Barack
all
Obama,
friends.
who at the time himself set a record. I don't want to hear nothing else from liberals. I don't want to hear nothing else from Democrats at all. And the reason that I don't want to hear anything from you guys is because this guy has literally done every single thing that they said that they was going to accuse Trump of. Everything that they said they anticipated Trump from doing, that's what he's done. He's done a complete opposite of everything that they said that they was going to do, and he did absolutely 100% everything that he said that Trump was going to do.
Displaying all authorized
He has issued more pardons. He took care of his friends, took care of his son. Y'all trying to understand why the Cheneys was supporting Biden and Kamala Harris? Well, now you know. he's issuing preemptive pardons. He basically pardoning them for stuff that they could have did or stuff that they can get convicted for or crimes that they possibly committed, that they probably committed, and they going back and issuing pardons for everything. So nobody got to be held accountable for their actions. Everybody can do what they want to do when they want to do it. Everybody can do what they want to do when they want to do it. Okay, I got it. Get your rocks off, Biden. Do your thing.
It appears none of those three names are part of this list. And this also follows the president's controversial decision to pardon his son, Hunter, who faced sentencing this month for felony tax and gun convictions.
Just my voice.
White House lawyers say those pardoned this morning had all been convicted of nonviolent crimes, such as drug offenses, and say they have since turned their lives around. Lawrence?
We'll be looking out for the rest of the list. Thanks, Brooke.
Amazing. All right, so that's what's happening with clemency and pardons on Biden. I'm not sure if he's even done, but that's where he at with it. In addition to that, this is a very, very sad story, but it's something that I couldn't ignore. Y'all mind if I eat a little bit of soup to make sure I soothe my voice? This is something that I couldn't ignore. A murder-suicide, an entire family in DeKalb County found dead. Check it out.
Developing this midday, a young woman is sharing the haunting moments when she saw part of the scene of what police call a murder-suicide, with officers finding her family dead inside their East Atlanta apartment. DeKalb County Police first discovered the body Saturday night during a welfare check at the Vineyards at Flat Show's apartment complex. And police tell us 32-year-old Jonathan Darden pulled the trigger. These are some new photos of the 4 people police say he killed: his girlfriend, 43-year-old Melonian Johnson, Johnson's daughter-in-law, 25-year-old Kaylin Samuel, and Samuel's 2 young children, 5-year-old Jadora Powell and 1-year-old Jontavius Powell. 11 Alive's Angelina Salcido talked to another one of Johnson's daughters, and she has more on the family's journey to healing.
I really don't have words.
Still in denial.
For some reason in my head, they're still alive to me.
Chanel Carter walked into the unthinkable Saturday.
Immediately, I seen the body on the couch, and it terrified me, so I ran away from the home. The police came and finally told me that my whole family had been murdered.
Her mother, Molly Ann, sister-in-law, Kaylin, 5-year-old niece, Jadora, and 1-year-old nephew, Jontavius, all shot dead. DeKalb County police say their killer was Molly Ann's boyfriend.
Jonathan.
It's always a boyfriend. It's always a boyfriend.
All shot dead. DeKalb County police say their killer was Molly Ann's boyfriend.
Same thing, different day. Always somebody's boyfriend. Always some stepdaddy. Always a step crash dummy. Always somebody that's jealous of what's going on. Pissed off. It's always a step boyfriend. Gotta be he don't just take himself out. He don't just take the girl out. He take out everybody. He said, I ain't like your mama. I ain't like your kids. I ain't like nobody. Always a boyfriend somewhere gonna take everybody out, right?
Right. Jonathan, the man who detectives tell me did this to my mom. And I remember seeing the gun in his hand.
These 4 radiated love.
She was the best mom ever. And she just made our lives so easy with my sister, Paige. It's the funniest people to ever be around. My niece, autistic, but you could not tell that little girl anything. And my 1-year-old nephew loved me.
The 4 lives taken after Molly Ann tried to leave her boyfriend. Chanel says Jonathan told a neighbor who tried to warn her mom.
His plan was to wait for Christmas dinner until all of my mom's kids got here to try to do it to everyone.
Now everyone is left heartbroken.
I'll never.
He just couldn't hold off. He said he was going to do everybody in the family. He said the whole family evil would need to be taken out.
To be able to get my family back, and not just want to get them home and get them put away properly, so I can start grieving properly and just start remembering all the good times instead of this tragic moment.
The family hopes to bring all 4 victims back home to Milwaukee, and they're fundraising to help cover those costs.
That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. I'm an advocate for life. As far as I don't believe that anybody's life should be taken unless you've done some of the most egregious things on the face of this earth. Then whatever happens to you happens to you. But I don't care how much you was in the streets. I don't care what was going on. I don't care what the argument is for. You can't do nothing like that. You just can't do nothing like that. That's such cowardly behavior and so evil. It's a special place in hell, I would imagine, for people like that. And then last but not least, J.B. Pritzker. He said he gonna fight back. He said he taking on him and Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson. The governor of Illinois says they're going to fight back against Trump and Tom Homan as far as Chicago being ground zero for these immigrants that is going to be deported. Check it out.
Donald Trump's pick for border czar says Illinois will be ground zero for mass deportation. Going to focus in on Chicago's migrant population.
Governor J.B. Pritzker is pushing back, saying he'll protect everyone's rights. WGN's Mike Lowe reports on today's remarks.
The governor says he is willing to meet with Trump administration officials, but he says he has a duty to protect asylum seekers and immigrants who are in the state legally.
They've been put in a position of fear.
Governor J.B. Pritzker responded to threats from the incoming Trump administration.
They're going to be gone. They're going to be gone fast.
By saying it's his duty to follow the law and protect immigrants.
I'm going to make sure to follow the law. I'm concerned that the Trump administration and his lackeys aren't going to follow the law.
President-elect Trump has said he plans to round up undocumented immigrants and deport them by using the U.S. military on domestic soil. The governor says that is unconstitutional and illegal.
He does not have the authority to do the things that he's talked about.
Pritzker's comments are a rebuttal to Trump's incoming border czar, who assailed Illinois Democrats on the issue of immigration this week, speaking to a small crowd what headlines would later scream to the entire city, that Illinois would be ground zero for mass deportations.
I want to be clear. If you're in the country legally, you're not off the table.
Tom Homan spoke at a holiday party hosted by the Northwest Side GOP and the Law and Order Political Action Committee, saying, quote, Chicago's in trouble because your mayor sucks and your governor sucks.
I'm very thankful that we have, you know what I like? I like when people are matter of fact. I like it when people just tell you what they really think, whether you agree with them or not. And I like the fact that we now have people in office that's willing to just be honest with you and tell you the truth. Hey, listen, your mayor sucked. Go ahead and refresh, y'all. Just refresh and you'll be fine. He said your mayor sucked, your governor sucked, everybody sucks. And I like that. I like the fact that the people are getting it popping and making sure that things is taken care of. I like that. I'm not against this whatsoever. So they hold the people in Chicago accountable, including all of your legislative leaders. But a little bit later on in the stream, they're going to ultimately we're going to go over all of the residents in Chicago that's holding the mayor accountable again. They're not letting up, all right? So make sure that y'all tap into the Patreon. Again, link is in the description as well as pinned to the top of the chat.
Wow. I think we're going to see a lot of fighting in the government corporations. I think we're going to see a lot of fighting. Bye-bye. We went way, way down there. tried to get rid of it.
In Ufjaba.
The mining platform is secure. Send the engineering team.
Engineering team moving in.
Get to your stations. Medic, load the drill program. Van, warm up the laser.
1 platform down, 2 to go, and the next has a regulator battalion around it. The Archon sent hover tanks, an air force, and armored marines led by the Warhound.
Should I have heard of him?
The Warhound founded our favorite mercenary company. 70 years old and sealed in a battlesuit. He's commandeered dreadnoughts, and he's our second biggest problem. Top pick is the Skyfighters, built for low atmosphere combat. They'll shred our engineers unless we get some portable artillery.
I suspect the mercenaries have all the equipment we need. Where can I find anti-air rockets?
Nearest armory is a bit far, but the Warhound's own squad carries P-20 Seeker missiles. Should do the trick nicely.
Even Skyfighters cannot resist the power of the Force. Still, if there are tools built for the job, we may as well use them.
If you can take out the Warhound himself, it'll hit morale hard. But trophies are no good if our engineers are bleeding or in pieces. Support team out. Good luck.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to teleport here and then go the other way. I think that'll work. Alright, let's teleport and then I'll see if I can play another video. I just don't want the game to end, you know what I mean? I don't want it to cancel out on me. Let's see. Okay, where is medical droid? Medical.
Please use all products only as intended. Be well. Do you require medical attention? Be well.
Alright, let me try to play another video. I just hope it doesn't screw me. Like last time, I just totally closed out. Defending Jay-Z. Gugini denied bail. Kid sleeping on the porch. Turns out the kids put themselves out there. Alright, let's see if there's something else. Who's Sarah?
Before you...
This is Sarah Adams. I used to listen to her a lot, but she kind of went away and then came back. She's like a spiritual person. How to manifest.
Look for a partner on any level. Go do your healing work. Go complete yourself. Go feel good in yourself. If you would not want to date yourself, don't try to date another.
The problem is that my negative programming overwhelmed all the positive programming way too often. And I'm old and poor, and nobody wants to be with an old, poor person. So, you know.
person. And a lot of people who don't even like themselves are trying to manifest this twin flame that looks like Brad Pitt, has abs, that's quote perfect, when they don't even go to the gym. They don't take care of their bodies. They don't like themselves. You can't manifest another until you love yourself. By the way, if you want other people to love you, here's a little secret. First, love yourself. Especially us as women, dressing in something pretty to feel feminine, going and having a spa day and going to the beach or going on a hike and just getting in touch with our divine feminine, you know? Before you look for a partner.
Wait, did I thumbs up her?
Before you look for a partner.
Oh, I tried a thumbs up, Sarah.
Here's something funny.
Michael Bernanero, I stole it all. 38 million embezzled for personal gain.
A lot of people are so against living in an HOA, right? Because of all the corruption, because of all of the rules and everything that happens in there. Oh, I never want to be a part of that. I don't blame you. It's terrible. What people don't realize is that if you pay property taxes, you're a part of the largest HOA and the biggest scam there is, because property taxes are basically one of the biggest scams there is. And today I'm going to prove it to you, because in Santa Cruz County in Arizona, a treasurer there was just arrested, and she admitted and pleaded guilty to stealing $38 million of taxpayer money. Guys, think about how much money that is. $38 million. Think about every time you've seen your property taxes go up and all the justifications of why it needs to go up and X, Y, and Z, so we need to collect all this extra money, otherwise we're going to have budget shortfalls for this, that, and the other thing. Meanwhile, you have people like this that work at the county that find ways to steal all this money. And guess what? This has been going on since 2012. And she was only just now caught. So this woman's been able to get away with this for the past 12 years. She used the money to renovate her homes, homes plural, right? She bought at least 20 cars. She used the money to pay for her personal expenses, for herself, her family, everything. I don't know how she got away with it for so long, because all she was doing is she was transferring money out of the county's bank account to her own personal bank accounts. Like, nobody noticed that for 12 years. There's no oversight on stuff like this. She says, I wire transferred the Santa Cruz County funds from the county savings account and checking account for the purpose and as an essential part of carrying out the scheme to defraud and fraudulently obtain the funds for my personal use, all without authorization. Oh, I'm sure if you would have asked their permission, I'm sure they would have been just fine with it. She says, yeah, I owe restitution to the county in the amount of $38.7 million. Like, you think the county's ever going to see this money back? Even if they seize all of her assets and sell everything off, do you think that's going to be equivalent to $38 million? Of course not. She also used fake business accounts to help conceal the transfer of funds from the Santa Cruz County accounts to her account. These account names were materially false and fraudulent representations to intentionally conceal the fact that I was wire transferring money to myself. And now she wants to take responsibility for the harm that she's caused to the county. Well, I don't know how you're going to do that. Here we have a house that was sold back in 2018 for $1.4 million. And back then it was initially listed for rent for $7,800 a month. And then they ended up lowering the price all the way down to $6,800 back in 2019. They took it off the market for rent, apparently never rented it. And then back in 2021, listed it for $9,000 a month. Oh, I thought that's not a good idea. Let's list it for $15,000 a month in 2022. Then they lowered the price, lowered the price, lowered the price, all the way fast forward to today where they're asking just barely under $10,000 a month. And this house has been sitting empty for the past 6 years. Congratulations. That's the right way to be a landlord. Just lose thousands and thousands of dollars every single month over greed. That's why when they say, oh, we have this housing shortage and we need to build all these houses. No, we don't, guys. We have so many empty houses just here in Miami alone that if these houses were just rented for the fair market value or sold for people that aren't living in the houses or whatever, then there would be a glut of inventory, enough to crash the entire housing market. I guarantee it. It's just that there are so many listings out there like this that are sitting empty, either because of greed, negligence, whatever, and nothing happens about it. So this woman, she had to surrender her passport. That was part of her bail agreement. And now she is going to be sentenced on February 6th of next year. So she has a little bit of time to kind of kiss her life goodbye, because she could be facing up to 35 years in prison, and she's going to be having to pay the restitution, of course, and federal taxes in the amount of $13 million for the amount of money that she stole. So it's funny that, like, she stole all this money, right? It's not even her $38 million, but somehow the federal government is going to charge her $13 million in federal taxes as income, because they're treating it like income. It wasn't income, it was stolen money. So even the federal government has the nerve to charge you taxes on money that you stole that was never yours to begin with. How messed up is that? Speaking of messed up, here's something else for you guys. I read a story recently that talked about how, you know, down here in Florida and a lot of other climate risk areas where we have, you know, a higher risk than other areas where, you know, we're more susceptible to hurricanes and flooding and all that stuff, we have higher insurance rates already, right? Well, they're saying that we should also have much higher mortgage rates in places like this to deter people from buying homes in these areas. What do you think about that? This is not my idea, by the way. So this person says, you know, part of the problem is Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, they back pretty much all of the mortgages that are made out there. You know, they buy up all the mortgage-backed securities, and basically the strategy is by pooling the mortgages from around the country, these agencies diversify themselves from local shocks, which will have lower compensation for default risk. So they're basically, the idea here with Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac is we buy up mortgages from the entire country, and that kind of spreads the risk out evenly. A time when we saw that that strategy didn't work at all was during the 2008 Great Financial Crisis, when the entire country went down all at once. In fact, the losses were so large back then that it required a taxpayer bailout. But they say some places like Florida, for example, are much more likely to get hit by a hurricane. Since we've been keeping track in the 1850s, the U.S. has gotten slammed by about 300 hurricanes, and 120 of them have made landfall in Florida. And the government-backed mortgage securities kind of subsidizes people buying in these more climate risk areas like here. And they say when mortgage rates are too low in these high risk areas, it encourages building in dangerous locations and having people move there, and the taxpayers' climate exposure gets worse over time. Now, I understand the point that this person's trying to make, because it's the same point with the insurance, right? Like, we get slammed here in Florida, and then everybody else nationwide ends up seeing an increase as well, because the insurance companies are trying to recover that money and subsidize that risk. Wow, these prices around here are just hilarious, guys. Here we have a double flip, okay? Purchased in 2021 for $5.5 million, essentially. Then they tried to get $85,000 a month in rent. And then that person sold it for $9.25, so almost doubled their money. They did pretty good in 2023. And now the next person is trying their hand at flipping it, and they turned around and listed it for sale for $16.7 million back in December last year. So it's already been a year on the market, empty house, okay? And now they are down to $10.9 million, guys. Think about that. They went from $16.7 million on this house down to $10.9 million. Their last price cut was $2 million. Imagine seeing a $2 million price cut here on Zillow. And while that's all happening, they have a six-figure-a-year property tax bill. 2023 was $92,000. So you know, going into next year, it's probably going to be over $100,000. Another empty house, guys. Like I said, if this place would just be sold or rented for fair market value, someone would be living in that house. That's already two empty houses on this street that are nice, renovated homes that someone could be living in. I'm not saying give it away or have the government pay for it or anything like that. I'm just saying sell it or rent it for the real price. Okay, that's it. So this proposal says that we should increase mortgage rates for people living in these high-risk areas. And they're saying, listen, the biggest risk is that if Florida gets hit with another massive hurricane, then property insurers might not be able to pay out the full amount, which they never do, at a time when mortgage defaults would already be higher than the baseline due to the recession that we're essentially in. So they're saying that's a huge risk for Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, and that's why the interest rates need to be higher. It's not enough just to have high insurance rates in these areas. They're already getting hit with that, but you need to have high mortgage rates too to make it so prohibitively expensive that essentially no one would want to move here unless you can really afford to bear that cost. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments, because I have never heard an idea like this up until now. And I'm all for building stronger homes, guys. Like these houses that got wiped out by the recent hurricane, clearly no home like that should ever be built in those areas again. They need to build homes that can 100% withstand a Category 5 hurricane. What that looks like, I don't know. I'm not a home builder, but I've seen some examples of this and it can be done. Is it more expensive? Yeah, of course. But if you want to live in those areas, that's what makes the most sense to do. Not rebuild your house of cards and let it get blown away again. And this person says that, the high insurance premiums are not enough because it only represents about 5% of the mortgage payment. So I don't know. Let's see if something like this is ever going to happen in the future. I wouldn't put it past them and feel like anything is possible in this day and age, so maybe it will. Now I want to give a couple more property tax stories here. Because first of all, in case you didn't know, that if you were impacted by one of the recent hurricanes here in Florida and your house was unlivable for 30 days or more, you can actually be eligible for a partial refund of your property taxes. Did you know that? Per Florida state law, it's possible to receive a refund on a portion of your property taxes if the property was rendered uninhabitable for at least 30 days due to the catastrophe. Of course, you have to have supporting documents and proof that that was the case. And I found all this out through the company I partnered with a few months ago, Ownwell, who does property tax protests on your behalf. So I thought that was pretty cool because they sent this to me because I'm a client of theirs now. And it's nice to see a company being proactive, like here's another way we can save you money if this happened to you. Here we have another one that's not a flip, but they've been trying to sell this house for a very long time. In fact, since March of 2023. So they're coming up on their 2-year anniversary here pretty soon of trying to sell this house. Initial listing price was $3.6 million. They also listed it for rent for $13,000 a month in May of 2023. And they actually thought it was a good idea to raise the price in the same time period, up to $3.7 million. Then they went up to $3.95 million because that wasn't enough. And then they decided, oh, it's not selling, let's raise it to $4.3 million, an even better idea. No, that didn't work. Let's raise it up to 4.6. No, 4.7. That's the right price. And now they settled on 4.5 million. The geniuses that take these listings and perform all these shenanigans on this house is just laughable to me, guys. Like, these real estate agents think they're going to get some huge payday, and instead they're just running around like chickens with their head cut off, wasting all of their time, energy, and gas trying to sell a house that's never going to sell, playing all these pricing games. And when I see that, honestly, it makes me so happy that I am not in the business anymore. I just can sit here and laugh about it now on YouTube. Now, one of my viewers sent me another story about property tax reassessment that resulted in a massive increase. And I'm not going to read the whole story to you guys, but basically what happened is this. This person is living in a duplex, and they've lived in this place for 25 years, and it's a duplex that they don't rent, right? It's like you own one side and your neighbor owns the other side type of duplex. And a lot of the information on the property tax reassessment was actually just flat out wrong. It was the wrong number of bedrooms, wrong number of separate rooms, the age of the building was incorrect, all kinds of errors. And a year and a half later, they got their reassessment, which was based on all of this wrong information. And the neighbor actually got the property tax reassessment bill first, and they thought it must have been a mistake that it was for the whole building. Nope, it was actually just for one side. They assessed each side of this duplex at $1.6 million, okay? So they reached out to their realtor friend, and they said that each place could easily be sold for about $950,000, but not $1.6 million. Talking about reality here, just like we've been seeing with these listings. But the last this person knew was that their house was valued around $650,000. So the home has jumped $300,000 in value in the real world, but has gone up $1 million in value according to the county. Now, of course, the market's already turning around and starting to go down, but yet you got this person stuck with this massive property tax bill due to all the inflation that we've seen. That's the situation for so many people that have seen their property tax bills spike. But apparently this is really weighing on this person. They haven't been able to sleep well, and they're afraid that the taxes are going to go so high that they won't be able to live in the property anymore. They say the flood insurance is already up by 50%, and the HOA and condo insurance went up 20% last year, and now they're facing this increase as well. This couple doesn't even have a mortgage, okay guys? They own this property free and clear, but they said the insurance, between the insurance and the tax increases, it could be enough to force them out of their home. They have a pension and a Social Security, that's what they live off of, and that's it. And moving would be very difficult because obviously prices everywhere are extremely high right now. And by the way, this is happening in Delaware. So people are facing these criminal and egregious increases in taxes just like that, sometimes based on false reassessments of their properties. The last time I heard about this was a story out of Chicago where this was happening to people in Cook County, where people were getting these massive reassessments on their homes based on false information. So you really got to watch out for this kind of thing. I'm not saying this is common, but yet it's another example of how property taxes are a giant scam. Now, as if we don't have enough problems in the housing market already, the Trump administration has an idea of what they want to do with some of the housing problems. And they also believe that one of the biggest problems we have in this country is a shortage of housing. They say that we're about 7 million homes short right now. Well, I just found a few of them right here on this street that aren't selling. So maybe we don't have that shortage after all. Maybe you should take a look at that. The government invests in rebuilding highways and other infrastructure. So why don't we focus on remodeling housing? As of the 2022 data, more than 89 million homes in the U.S. are at least 35 years old, which represents about 62% of the total housing stock, which means many of these homes are in major need of modernization. So how would they go about doing that, you might ask? Oh, I'm glad you asked, because what they want to do is they want to give SBA loans to home flippers. But it's not just giving them SBA loans, they also want to start treating house flipping profits as capital gains. And one way they're going to do that is by incentivizing home flipping in areas that need revitalization, which are called opportunity zones. But not only will we expand these opportunity zones, but we'll also give home flippers a break on taxes and treat it as capital gains rather than ordinary taxes. And we'll also expand the Fannie and Freddie mandate. And essentially what that would do, they would carve out a portion of their portfolios for structured finance products, including fix and flip loans. And then the third thing they would do is what I mentioned already, is extend SBA loans to home flippers. They say the government already supports business-owned real estate and other inventory assets under the SBA, so why not the same for revitalizing homes? Already over the past few years, the amount of homes that are being sold, about 10% of them were actually home flips. So the private flip market is already alive and well. So why do they need to subsidize it further? But they say this is much better than aiming at construction, because home flippers can add a lot of inventory a lot faster to the market. They can turn around a home in months, whereas it takes years for building brand new construction. It's also good for the local economy, creates jobs for construction workers, real estate agents, property managers, and of course, the whole host of other people involved with buying and flipping a home. But you know, just by the tone of this, it's just, you can tell that everybody always has their own interest with these things, guys. Like when Biden's president, you know, the idea was let's give everybody free money. Let's give everybody 0% down payments on mortgages. Let's give everybody 1% down payments. You don't even have to pay the mortgage if you don't want to. Stuff like that, right? But now with Trump, they're like, oh, let's give free money to home flippers and create housing that way. I'm not against home flippers in general, okay? But the problem is, there's no oversight with this, okay? I've heard from you guys, as well as many other people who have bought homes that were flips, and it's been nothing but a horror story of all these problems with the house, where essentially all they did was put lipstick on a pig. And meanwhile, people paid top dollar for these homes, and the home flipper got away with murder. So these people that are going to be getting these SBA loans or, you know, big tax incentives to do this, what incentive do they have to do the right thing and do a flip properly. There's probably going to be no oversight on that. That's the main issue I have with policies like this. Biden's is no better, guys. They're both terrible. So I'm just mentioning that. It's not like I'm taking sides on this and thinking whatever they're doing right now is so much better, because it isn't. And you also have to realize that there are two different types of home flippers. There are the type of home flippers that do it the right way, that gut the property, replace everything that needs to be replaced, the plumbing, the electrical if necessary, all of the bones of the house that are really important, along with the cosmetic stuff, okay? And then they turn around and sell it for a profit. Those people earn every dollar they make, okay? They just do. Because that's the right way to do it. The person is essentially getting what is a brand new house, or as close to it that you could get without tearing down the old house. But then you have the much shadier type of home flipper that just puts the lipstick on the pig. And I don't know what the percentage of them is out there that just do that, but I'd be willing to bet that there's more of them like that than the honest ones that are doing it the correct way, because it's more profitable and most people are just in it to make a quick buck. So those type of people are just preying on the sucker buyers, the idiots that don't know any better and don't understand what they're buying and don't do the proper amount of due diligence when buying the property, and essentially get away with murder, selling them a piece of crap house that, was just painted and kind of glossed over a little bit. So I don't know how they should do this, but if they're going to be giving home flippers money, then it should definitely be going to well qualified and well established businesses that have a great reputation for doing the right thing, not for some fly-by-night person that just wants to cash in and make a quick dollar off the government. But of course, that's what always happens. Every time the government decides to hand out money, you can guarantee there's going to be a massive level of fraud, just like what we saw during the pandemic, and just like we're going to see whenever programs like this get rolled out. And who pays for all of it? You and I do, because all of that is taxpayer money down the drain, and also it's a lot of heartbreak and hard lessons learned buying a house that you thought was in great condition because it looked nice in the pictures and turns out to be nothing but a nightmare. And also, one more point on this is, what makes you think that flipping houses is going to add more inventory to the market, guys? Just the houses we saw in this neighborhood, 2 out of 3 of them are flips that are sitting empty right now. Those houses don't really count as inventory. Yeah, they're sitting on the market, but they're not moving. No one's renting, no one's buying these houses. So how does that really help the economy? It doesn't. And obviously, those people have to suffer financially because they're not having their home move, They're paying to hold that property each and every month if they don't sell or rent it, so they get punished that way. But then the government's going to be subsidizing that behavior. We were just talking about earlier in the video how they want to get rid of low interest rates for people buying in areas that are more prone to big climate events. Well, what about not giving money to people that don't want to do the right thing? It doesn't make sense to give a home flipper money and turn around and have a house on the market for 2 or 3 years. If they're going to do something like that, there needs to be a massive amount of oversight, which is not going to happen. Just like during the pandemic, they gave away way more money than they're probably ever going to give away in these programs, and there was no oversight with that. Only just now some people are getting arrested, but how many people are going to get away with a massive amount of fraud?
Also, as I'm sitting here about to finish up the edit on this video, I can't believe I forgot to mention the most important thing. What about these flippers like we see in the videos all the time that just buy these houses, do absolutely nothing, no repairs, no upgrades, nothing. They just turn around, buy the house, and then try to sell it for another $1 million, $2 million for the next greater fool that will come along and buy the house. Those people don't deserve any money from anybody, okay? That is just a parasite as far as I'm concerned. That doesn't do anything for the economy. It doesn't help anybody do well except for that person, and it definitely doesn't create more housing for people who need it.
So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and if you don't want to wait for my next video to come out, check out this one on the screen right over here, and I'll see you in the next one.
I have the last platform under control.
That's it then.
The laser drill is at full power. We're following your program.
The huts are reporting Paratha Mesa just collapsed. Tell me this is working.
Narrowing beam by 0.02%. We've got magma flooding the drill shaft.
Wow. What a
Mam
mess.
nilebek pak manuk. Meraka na jaki na mapamyak.
Be proud, all of you. This planet was about to die, but today we overcame death itself.
This is Station 1. One of our stabilizers burst.
Fine. Now let us go. We can get off-world and never bother you again. Please.
You did what was asked, and there's no point in dying. Get to safety, but understand this. Tell anyone what happened, and the Hutts will find out. If they know Mekeb is safe, they'll never give up your world.
We won't spread it around. Thank you.
Agakam ka umgeg. Apak nekara memyologopik.
My lord. Message from Darth Mar, but I'm getting interference.
The Republican Hutt fleets are abandoning the Mekeb system. They report that the planet is in its death throes.
Lord Ma, allow me to present the Empire's newest resource world. Mekeb is stable, and it is mine, no matter what our enemies believe. Prepare a force to claim it.
Very well. When the Republican Hutt ships have fled, I will have my fleet secure the system. I admit, I underestimated your endgame.
Mem amgap kugap. Kramanik. Umka kiga mayamak.
If people can't communicate off-planet, the chances of the truth spreading are minimal.
Agreed. Could be a boon. When you're good to travel, we can meet back here. Celebrate and sleep.
Saved the whole planet from disaster. Aren't I a fake hero? Shit.
Please use all products only as intended.
For a moment there, I thought I chose a very bad,
Be well.
path to work with. Thought I was screwed. But anyway. They're still messing with me? Come on, dude. Give me a break. Give me a break. Oh. Oh, I'm going the wrong way.
Afagiban.
Oh, it hasn't cooled down yet.
Do you require medical attention? Be well. At your service, my lord. Travel route is confirmed.
Karakam konkak. Kwamanan binimak.
Protocol says to get the alarms online.
Gagi ne paninu. Amkambina beknemu kemkam.
Lane didn't make it. Protestan's on one leg, but he can hold a rifle.
Nadron, Sergeant, situation report now.
My lord, we were attacked by the Archon's forces. A dozen regulators with an assault shuttle.
Jukagi nempanino. Amkabino beknemu kamgam.
Cowards grabbed our people and ran. They wanted prisoners for interrogation.
If the Archon learns we saved Makeb, the Hutt fleet will never leave. We have to find Niar and the others.
Yes, my lord. That shuttle flew toward the Archon's estates. I'm down to 2 fit men and 1 blaster pack. If you want to hit back, I can get you field intel.
I want to know exactly what our enemy has prepared. What are the estate's defenses?
Expect a lot of automation, droids, turrets, particle shields. Anything the Archon would hold back or couldn't use on the battlefield. He knows you're coming, and he's got the home team advantage. So basically, it's a death trap.
Nelalu kami amiga. Nakaka. Nemua bemguana. Kumia yang mem gamba paka. Mepum inu aka. Lanubuma mapulevek.
Stay focused, Nadron, and we'll all be fine. Don't let this continent fall apart.
You'd better go. Besides, if...
Oh, man, I'm nowhere near where I thought I'd be by now.
Please use all products only as intended. Be well.
Travel route is confirmed.
Sergeant Badaru here. The outer guard station's nearby. If you can take control, I can get you more intel.
We have control of the guard station, but there's heavy opposition. Recommendations?
Biggest problem is the force fields. Archon's got his mana sealed tight inside those things.
Nemua Bemguana. Kumia Yang Memgamba Paka.
Right. Anyway.
Stay in communication.
Yes, one.
Usu Tondin Manan Jai Liugen Avojan. Jagdai Baradu. In Twyfel Atraus.
I don't see where the turn controls are. I don't see where any of the turn controls are. I'm looking for the turn controls, but I don't see them. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. What happened last time? Remember, I couldn't find where the closest. I was running around. Okay, the turn controls. Is it in here? Oh shit, it is in here. I thought this was sealed off. That's why I didn't go in there. It's hilarious.
Force field's blinking, but she's not down. You need more firepower.
Okay.
Ja uste ans alfrast no job, diabulus afstop fara.
Emnimek bagi naya. Napi kara hiccup. Naya karak.
Aru jamunja.
Found it.
Afragiban.
Force field is down. Get our people back before the Archon learns everything.
Sorry, I was going to play another thing, but it's kind of interesting. I think after this encounter, I'll go ahead. I got some stuff I got to do.
Maru Jamunya. Susu Tondin Manan Jai Liugen Kavojandin.
Ground to support team. I found our missing people. Checking for survivors.
My lord, I'm so sorry. The Archon, he had machines. He put a tube in my head. He knows we saved the planet. Son of a sow's gonna tell the Hutts.
Where did he go? We need to stop the Archon from getting a message off-world.
I failed, but I'm not stupid. This way.
I have 300 men waiting for shuttles. You promised time to evacuate.
You have been paid. That alone should still your simian tongue. Besides, Makeb is not exploding, and I now have proof. Prepare to attack all Imperial positions. Once the atmospheric interference clears, I will alert the fleet.
You stand in the presence of a Lord of the Dark Council. Perhaps you should show your respect.
Dark Council member for a day, and Lord of a dying civilization. I show you more than you deserve. Alas, it is the Hutt Empire that will receive Makeb's bounty. My people will no longer be mocked as we are envied. We will not be criminals, but kings.
A galaxy run by Hutts. You really think that could happen?
Millennia ago, we were idolized by the younger species. We brought a golden age to 1,000,000 worlds. Some of us treasure the memories of that time. I will make the memories no longer. You call yourselves men of war? Observe and see what an Archon of the old Hutt Empire can do.
shit. I fucking died.
In Teufel Atraus.
I think if they get to refuel like that. Oh, I thought it was going to blow up. That's why I saw that countdown and I thought it was going to blow up. So I got away from it.
You haven't won. You hear me? Your secret is already out. My mercenaries are spread across McKeb. You cannot stop them before they contact my fleet.
Of course he can. All he has to do is kill everyone on the planet.
This is my decision, not yours. Keep silent.
What's the point? We're the Empire. Sometimes we're cretins.
Argon, what's she talking about?
The tremors. The laser drills.
Akan demuham. Ikibe bakam pigim. Gemapa amkamnaya. Kimino Nemu, Nasha Naya Akam.
Await my orders, Nadrin. Archon. Your mercenaries may be able to contact the Hutt fleet, but I control the fate of Makeb. Time to bargain.
A true Hutt does not bargain, and I would die for my people's glory.
I bet you would. You paid the regulators to lock down Makeb, but we've gone way beyond that, and I've seen what the Empire can do. You want to bargain for your secret? You bargain with us.
There are still a lot of people on Makeb. Evacuate them safely and forget the Empire was here. You will be compensated.
Agreed.
You will be marked forever as betrayers. Your children will be the lowest of slaves, toiling eternally in filth.
It's a better deal. That's all.
See you off-world.
You want us to handle the Archon, or have you got it under control?
Deliver him to Droman Kars. Perhaps a trial to demonstrate the Empire's strength.
I will not be the last. The Hutt Empire will return.
I'd have seen him fry. But it was nice, not killing the planet. I can't feel my hands. I'd have liked to see Droman Kars again. But you'll make sure it was worth it. Makeb, I mean. While the war's still going on. Make sure we survive.
There may still be time to get you a medic. Try not to talk.
It's all right. We knew it was a suicide mission. Don't think I could have borne it otherwise. It's been an honor serving. Better than labeling boxes the rest of my life.
That's a waste. In so many ways.
Ground team to support. The planet is secure.
This is Sergeant Badaru. I think we're done. But Darth Maul will need a brief from the station. I'll set it up. Support team out.
Alright, so we finally got that shit done. Oh, man. Hey, I gotta hurry this up, stop the recording. I got some work to do real quick. And, man, I had fun playing this game today. It's nice to play it with a subscription again. It's been a long time since I played it with a subscription. I left most of my characters off at level 50 because there's no point to doing it after level 50 unless you're just grinding for credits. And I wasn't getting a lot of credits, frankly, without a subscription. Alright, let's go back here. Boom. That's worth 400 credits right there. So I don't have to walk all the way back over there. Drive through all that shit.
Displaying all authorized destinations. Travel route is confirmed.
See? Made light side decisions, saved a bunch of people's lives, despite the fact that I'm a Sith sorcerer. Oh, that's right. I'm done with the planet, I think. Let me see. Can I... oh, it's a heroic mission. I wanted to find a medic, but... oh, here we are. Orbital station. Yes, brother. I'll feed you in a second, brother. Hold on. Damn, it's been 2 hours. This recording's long. Tonight I'm going to see if I can set up Google Fiber on my computer. I got the equipment, but I kept blowing it off because it took too long. And I got busy.
The planet is stable.
Laporam amka, mamni nigag, nagnaya mamni, gambram.
Sergeant Bederoo is seeing to security on the ground, and Lord Sitharat's almost fully recovered. He'll be back from Dromund Kaas shortly.
Enough. You have done far more than others on the Council would have. Your team was satisfactory.
Kathaniar sacrificed herself for the mission. So did others. They should be remembered.
Let their names be etched in the walls of Kaas City. It will be their monument or their pyre.
Thank you, my lord.
For the next month, each gram of Isotope 5 we procure will be needed for our defenses. The next phase of the war begins. The Hutt cartel is weak and scattered, and the Jedi will turn back to us. At last they are prepared to shed blood.
Last time we spoke, you had lost 3 star systems. What's happening in the galaxy?
Observe.
Fellow citizens of the Republic, the Hutt crisis is over, and we have again proven that compassion is not a weakness, but our strength. Yet that is not why I stand before you. Instead, I can finally confirm what many have suspected for months. The Sith Emperor is dead.
A Jedi strike team confronted the Emperor during a recent attack on Dromund Kaas. Now a joint SIS and Jedi committee has concluded that the galaxy's greatest villain is gone forever.
This does not change the fight ahead. The Dark Council remains the true political power in the Empire. But it sends a message to the Sith and their followers. We are coming for you.
They speak truth. The Emperor is gone, dying if not dead. No matter what our propagandists say, he will not be mourned.
Without the Emperor, many on the Dark Council will see the chance to fill the void.
Too many. A struggle now will ensure our demise. Now is our chance to reforge in the flames of battle, to reshape the Empire into an image of unity and strength. I do not ask for your allegiance, but in the coming months we must lead our people together and crush our enemies, inside and outside the Empire.
The Empire must be rebuilt before we can return to greatness. Until circumstances change, we have an alliance.
So be it. Today you bought us time. Isotope 5 will pay for the Empire's new foundation, and the Republic knows nothing of our actions.
We will speak when the enemy strikes again. Together we will choose the destiny of the Empire and retake the galaxy.
God damn it. Fucking car alarm. I'm telling you, these people. You gotta get their shit together. Anyway, let me go take care of those animals. It doesn't look like I got a good one. It's all crap. Jeez. Finally. Alright, so McCabe is done. I'm going to go ahead and sign off, and we'll do, what's this? Shadow of Revan. Oh, I haven't done that in forever, dude. I haven't done Shadow of Revan forever, man. Dude. What else could you possibly want, man? Oh. Oh, there's my ship. My ship's the other way. Where's my ship, man? Where's my ship, man? Sith warrior. Why don't I have access to my ship? Should have access to my ship. Okay. Alright guys, it's been an actual 2-hour video. Hopefully I can get Google Fiber set up this weekend. I might do it tonight, but it's pretty late. Maybe I'll wait till tomorrow morning when I'm more up to it. And yeah, because it's kind of hard to see, working with that crap in the dark. But I'll probably read up on the documents in the box and everything. They already sent me the box, and it's $30 versus like $85 for a Spectrum, just for the internet. I mean, these people charged the shit out of me over the years. But anyway, thank you for watching. We're going to end the video here. Take care.